Oh my god. Okay.
Can I skip this part? I want to do this.
Yes, brings back a lot of memories, both good and bad.
Hi, let's start with a game. I say a word and you say the first thing that comes to your mind. For example, I say IIT, you say
Engineering.
I say hot, you say
Coffee.
I say December, you say
Placements.
That's what final year IIT students will say. They'll remember the nervous energy that comes with it. Resume, test, case study, JD, interview, job, package, CTC, core, consult, quant, day 1, day 2, day 3. These are all the different emotions that bubble up.
The media reports either the really good news, like IIT Madras student got 4.3 crore offer, or the not so great ones. Between these two ends lie 1,000 details. Each student is unique, their skills, likes and dislikes, desires, ambitions. And so is each job, responsibilities, category, industry, location, future growth, and so on.
Every placement season, each IIT matches thousands of students to a job of their choice. And in this video, we see A. How it's done, B. What story the data tells us, and C. We meet some students and get their perspective.
For students preparing for admission into IIT or placements at IIT, we have a little bonus towards the end. Stick on to find out what.
One of the things we learn in IIT is systems thinking. Let's say this box is IIT. Students enter at JOSA, spend 4 to 5 years doing their thing and then leave with a job. This process of getting a job is called the placement process. Now, let me tell you how it works.
I'm already sweating.
Students register on a portal with their resume. Companies do the same, but with details of jobs they want to offer.
which companies? Over 400 companies including Microsoft, Samsung, McKinsey, P&G, Airbus, JP Morgan, Reliance and many more. Now, most offers are domestic, but some are international. US, Europe, Japan, Korea, Australia and other places.
Students can apply to any role they are eligible for. They write a qualification test. If they make it, then they are on the company's shortlist. What roles can students sit for? Most roles are open to all.
Some exceptions exist. For example, an oil and gas engineer at an offshore rig may be open only to chemical and NAVAC programs.
Are coding roles open to all branches? This is the number one question asked on AskIITM.com for the last few years. And for almost all roles, the answer is yes. From December to April, companies come to campus to meet their shortlisted candidates and conduct interviews before making offers. This is called the placement season and it is divided into day 1, day 2, day 3 and so on. Companies with lucrative offers are given priority. Lastly, once a student accepts a job offer, they cannot sit for other interviews.
There's a similar process for internships. And if a student excels in their internship, then they may get a pre-placement offer or a PPO from the company. And if they accept it, then done. No stress of tests, shortlists, or interviews for them.
By the way, the whole process is student run. When I was in college, I was part of that team. Placement team, best team.
Actually, surprisingly, I couldn't recall any question. And this was the paper I thought I did well. So,
yeah, the problem was the questions that felt familiar were the ones that I struggled in the most.
The placement process creates a significant amount of data. What offers came, which streams, what roles, what salaries, who accepted what, etc. Enough to publish a 100-page report. In fact, there are so many numbers that the real information gets lost and the whole thing is very confusing. So, we are sharing with you some key insights and some of the more important data. Number 1. How many students get placed? There are about 1100 to 1200 final year BTech and IIIT students every year, of which 25% of students want to study further, either Masters, PhD, MBA, maybe civil services. About 5% choose the startup life. Then there are other students who get jobs on their own. Net, about 600 to 700 students get placed every year via the formal process. Of these, 150 are PPOs, pre-placed offers. That is, their internships got converted to full-time jobs.
Sometimes the media reports a high percentage of non-placed students. But what they don't say is that some of these students might already have gotten a job elsewhere or are applying to universities or are pursuing something else.
Insight 2. What's the best case outcome? Here are the highest offers made on campus for the last 3 years. In 2022, 1.37 crores. In 2023, 2.59 crores. And in 2024, a whopping 4.3 crores. These are all international offers and often in places where cost of living is high and sometimes the tax rate is also high. Further, some part of the salary is performance-based incentives. So it's not the same as earning 4.3 crores in Bangalore or Delhi, but still it's incredibly high for a fresher. Having said that, in 2024, we also saw a lot of 1 crore plus offers being made for placements in India.
Every year you see reels and articles about day one placements at all IITs, but not so much from Madras. This is a conscious choice. At IIT Madras, we believe that news around 1 crore offers puts a lot of pressure on students, and so we avoid releasing the data around 1 crore offers.
Number 3. International offers have been increasing. In 2023, 4.1% of offers were international, up from 3.6 in 2022. Now, these numbers include both core engineering roles and coding roles. Additionally, there are international offers every year for internships too.
4. What's the normal outcome? In 2023, the median pay at IIT Madras across all students was 18 lakhs per annum. We expect it to cross 20 lakhs in 2025, and this number is similar in the top 5 old IITs.
Insight 5. Median pay is growing for all departments, especially for CS and ELEC. Median pay for CS at IIT Madras is 40 lakhs per annum, and for ELEC it is 27. For all departments together, it is 18. This is why students prefer to join CS and ELEC in the first place. Of course, not everyone gets CS or ELEC, so one good question to ask is, which other programs are closest to these two in terms of curriculum and outcomes? Answer: BTech in AI and BTech in Engineering Physics. There is a significant overlap. Now, there are also 2 new programs, Instrumentation and Biomedical Engineering and Computational Engineering and Mechanics. Look for them in the JOSA choices. Now, we are often asked, what about students who are not in these streams? Can they also sit for these high salaried jobs? Well, a student at IIT Madras chooses 40% of their curriculum by themselves. They can take courses from other departments. Courses like machine learning, game theory, data science, algorithms, VLSI, programming, and etc. This way, they can strengthen their resume. They can also do relevant internships. Thus, they will be better placed to apply for these high-paying jobs.
Insight 6. Only 32% of offers were in core engineering roles. Broadly, offers in campus are divided into 3 types. The first type is core jobs, where the job is related to the field of study. For example, an aero student getting a job in Boeing or Airbus, or a chemical engineering student getting a job in Shell or Indian Oil. The second type is non-core jobs: management, consulting, marketing, or finance. The third type is software, data science, or other coding jobs. Now, there is some overlap between these 3. For example, a consulting job for an infrastructure company can be considered core to civil engineering. Coding jobs can be considered core for computer science or AI or data science students, and so on. Nevertheless, here is the data for 2023. 46% software jobs, 32% core jobs, and 22% non-core jobs.
People often ask us, why study something like civil or naval or chemical if students anyways end up doing coding jobs or other non-core jobs? Guys, some of these jobs are incredibly hard and require you to master math, algorithms, systems, first principles thinking, and more. All of this is part and parcel of the curriculum at IITM. Secondly, all fields of engineering today have a lot of coding and AI in them. It's almost impossible to study engineering without any coding. Look, some students fall in love with their primary subject and some students simply don't. So they explore other things like management, finance, marketing, or consulting. IITM encourages students to find what they love and not hold them chained to their JOSA choice.
Insight 7. There are high-paying core jobs for students of all departments. Each branch has companies that pay well. For example, Texas Instruments and Samsung for electrical engineering, Collins Aerospace and Airbus for aerospace engineering, Tata Projects and PwC for civil engineering, P&G and Shell for chemical engineering. I could go on and on and on. Just because a lot of students choose non-core jobs, it does not mean that those choosing core jobs are doing badly. In fact, look at this table for the highest salary in each program for a core job for the last 3 years.
Insight number 8. Not every IIT student is trying to get the maximum pay. It's shocking but true. When companies come to campus for placements, students get to learn more about the companies and their work before applying to the company. When you look into the data of student choices, you can often see that many students have opted to sit for companies that are not necessarily paying the highest. Sometimes they sit for startups like Aether, Sarvam, Grow or Navi and similar. Sometimes they sit for R&D companies like Mercedes R&D, Biocon, High Labs or Qualcomm. Sometimes they prioritize up-and-coming roles like product management, data engineering, deep tech marketing, and so on. A student's first job is a big decision, and pay is only one of the deciding factors.
Of course, pay is only one factor, but it is a big factor. And most people joining IITs aren't thinking of the median salary, they are thinking of the top, the 1 crore package. Every year, around 100 people from all IITs combined, from over 10,000 students, actually land those headline-grabbing salaries. That's 1%. Even though the percentage is low, there are specific strategies to maximize one's chances. And as a bonus treat for you, we've interviewed a few members of the 1 Crore Club and put together some ideas on how to get there.
There are a lot of versatile courses that you can do, starting from cybersecurity all the way to networking. So you have a wide range of knowledge that you can get.
Professors were very supportive throughout my journey.
Any subject that they were teaching, we had like top level information from that and go all the way deep about the topic.
One thing that people don't give enough credit to is competitive programming.
Most of the IT companies or software companies, they look at the DSA, like your problem solving skills. Coming to the cracking the interview, it is in the similar lines with that of the placement. They check your DSA skills, and also sometimes they will also check your core fundamentals like OOPS concepts, those things also.
So generally most companies have like an initial test route, and then based on that and also maybe based on other factors like your CGPA, your profile, etc., they'll shortlist you, and then there'll be an interview round, which in most cases for company placements again will be like a DSA round.
You have to have a very good resume, and also it's very important to maintain connections and networks.
We have been throwing opposite messages at you. We said that not all students care about salaries. Then we gave you tips to get to 1 crore. We said that CS and elect get the best jobs. Then we said that others can easily broaden their resumes via electives and internships and apply for the same jobs.
Oddly enough, that's what IIT Madras life is really like. There are an abundance of opportunities, each leading students down different paths. Each student walks their own path depending on their personality, preferences, interests, and so on. And this diversity is what keeps it really interesting.
I got placed at Bajaj Auto for PGT, that is postgraduate trainee engineer.
I recently got placed into a core profile at the company Vedanta.
I got placed in JP Morgan as a quantitative researcher. I got placed in Navi.
My role is in supply chain.
I got placed in BCG, Boston Consulting Group.
I'm placed at Aether Energy as a product analyst.
I got placed in Collins Aerospace.
I recently got placed in Axis Bank and the role is business analyst.
I got placed in the Indian Register of Shipping as an assistant surveyor.
We know you're curious for more, and thus we have several videos covering a range of job profiles and opportunities in detail. The link is in the description.
Thank you for watching the video. We hope that we've answered some old questions, and we know you have lots of new ones.
So leave your questions in the comments or ask them on askIITM.com and we'll get back to you right away. If you found this video helpful, leave a like and share it with your community. We also want to invite you to Ask IITM Demo Day to see the campus, meet professors and speak with current students.
The Ask IITM team also produces the Best Place to Build podcast, where we explore why IIT Madras is a great place for builders. Hosted by yours truly. That's all for this video. Like, share, save, subscribe. Bye.